The sports car was always his, but he never knew. Have you ever ignored a gift because it did not look exciting at first, and later realized it was the greatest blessing of your life? This emotional, funny, and unforgettable story of a father, a son, and one mysterious gift will touch your heart till the very end. In a busy American city lived a young man named Daniel. He was smart, confident, stylish, and just about to graduate from college. Daniel loved expensive things, fast cars, branded shoes, and showing off in front of his friends. Every evening after college, Daniel would stop outside a luxury car showroom. Behind the shiny glass stood a bright red sports car that looked like it came straight out of a movie. Daniel would stare at it so long that even the security guard started recognizing him. One day the guard jokingly said, "Son, if staring could buy cars, this one would already belong to you." Daniel laughed and replied, "Just wait till graduation day. My dad is rich enough to buy me 2 of these." Daniel's father, Mr. Robert, was a calm and wise businessman. He was rich, but he believed money should teach responsibility, not pride. Unlike Daniel, he loved simple clothes, homemade food, and peaceful evenings reading books. At dinner, Daniel spoke about only one thing. "Dad, that sports car is perfect. It even sounds powerful when the engine starts. And the seats are softer than my bed." His mother laughed and said, "At this rate, you may marry the car instead of a girl." Daniel grinned proudly. "Honestly, Mom, the car understands me better than people do." His little sister nearly choked on her juice laughing. Even Mr. Robert smiled quietly, though he said very little. As graduation day came closer, Daniel became more excited every morning. Whenever he heard a vehicle stop outside the house, he rushed to the window hoping it was the sports car being delivered. One afternoon, he even practiced how he would drive slowly past his college so everyone could admire him. He wore sunglasses in front of the mirror and whispered dramatically, "Success has arrived." Graduation day finally came. The house was decorated with balloons, flowers, and family photos. Daniel wore his graduation gown proudly while relatives took endless pictures. Before the celebration started, Mr. Robert called Daniel into his private study room. The room smelled of old books and coffee. Daniel's heart raced with excitement. He was almost sure the car keys were waiting inside. Mr. Robert looked at his son lovingly. "Daniel," he said softly, "today is one of the proudest days of my life. You worked hard, and I will always love you." Then he handed him a beautifully wrapped gift box. Daniel smiled quickly and tore the wrapping paper apart, but the smile slowly disappeared from his face. Inside the box was a beautiful leather-bound Bible with his name written in shining gold letters. For a moment the room became silent. Daniel blinked twice, then 3 times. Finally he said loudly, "A Bible? Seriously?" He looked around as if the real gift might still appear from somewhere. His father calmly said, "Please open it carefully." But Daniel's anger exploded before his father could continue. "With all your money, this is what you give me," he shouted. "You knew what I wanted." Daniel stormed out of the room. His mother tried stopping him, but he grabbed his suitcase and left the house in anger. Outside, the neighbor's dog barked at him so loudly that he shouted back, "Even you are judging me today." For many months, Daniel refused to speak to his father. He moved to another city and focused completely on business. Slowly, he became successful. He built a company, earned a lot of money, and eventually bought himself an expensive sports car. But life has a strange sense of humor. The first week he drove the car, a pigeon crashed into the windshield. The second week he scratched the car while trying to impress a client. And one rainy day, he slipped while cleaning it and landed straight into a muddy puddle while 3 children laughed uncontrollably. Years passed. Daniel married a kind woman named Sophia. They had 2 children who filled the house with laughter, toys, noise, and missing socks. One day, his son used peanut butter to decorate Daniel's office chair. For the first time in years, Daniel remembered how patient his own father had always been. Sometimes late at night, Daniel thought about graduation day. Deep inside, guilt slowly grew in his heart. He remembered his father's gentle eyes and calm voice. But pride kept him from making the first phone call. Then, one cold morning, a telegram arrived. His hands shook while opening it. The message said, "Your father has passed away peacefully. All possessions have been left to you. Please come home immediately." Daniel felt like the ground disappeared beneath his feet. The long drive back home felt heavier than any journey of his life. Every road reminded him of old memories. He remembered childhood bicycle rides, fishing trips, bedtime stories, and the way his father always fixed broken things around the house. When Daniel entered the old house, silence filled every corner. The dining table looked smaller, the walls looked older, even the clock seemed tired. He walked slowly into his father's study room and sat in the same chair where years ago he had shouted in anger. Tears rolled down his face. "I'm sorry, Dad," he whispered. For the first time, all his success felt completely useless. He would have traded every expensive thing he owned just to hear his father's voice one more time. As Daniel searched through important papers, he noticed something on the shelf. The Bible. It looked exactly the same as before, still new, still untouched, still waiting. With trembling hands, he picked it up. This time he opened it slowly. Inside the cover, his father had written, "My dear son, one day you will understand that blessings do not always arrive in the shape we expect." Daniel began crying harder. As he turned the pages carefully, something suddenly slipped out and fell onto the floor. A small metallic sound echoed in the quiet room. Daniel looked down. It was a car key. Attached to the key was a tag from the exact same car showroom he had visited years ago. Daniel's breathing stopped. His eyes widened. On the tag were written the words, "Paid in full." Below it was the date of his graduation. Daniel collapsed into the chair, holding the key tightly in his hand. At that moment, he finally understood the truth. His father had bought the sports car. But before Daniel could discover it, his anger, impatience, and pride had destroyed the moment forever. He cried like a little child, wishing he had listened just a few seconds longer. From that day forward, Daniel changed completely. He became more patient with people, kinder to his children, and grateful for every blessing in life. Whenever someone judged a gift too quickly, Daniel would smile sadly and say, "Never reject love because it arrives in simple wrapping." And the greatest lesson of all was this: sometimes life's biggest blessings are hidden inside the things we fail to appreciate. Moral of the story: do not let pride, anger, or expectations blind you from love and blessings. Sometimes the answer to our prayers comes in a different form than we imagined. Be patient, grateful, and always value the people who truly care about you before it becomes too late.